In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about blend modes. And blend modes in Photoshop offer different ways for a layer to blend or interact with the layer below that. So an easy way to use blend modes is to use blend modes on an adjustment layer. So I'm going to go into my layers tab here and open up my layers panel. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to need to create a layer out of my background. So how I'm going to do that is to just simply press this little lock here. That's going to unlock my background and create it into its own layer. So I'm going to go to this little Oreo half moon thing and I'm going to click on that, and that's what's going to add my adjustment layer to this image. I'm going to go ahead and just select the brightness contrast adjustment layer, but I'm not going to mess with any of these bars here or tabs because I'm not wanting to change the brightness or contrast of the image. What I'm wanting to do is apply a blend mode, and so I'm going to find my blend modes in this little tab here that says normal. It doesn't actually have a title or anything for it, but just know this little drop down screen here above your layers are your blend modes. So I'm going to click on this little drop down here and you can see all these images or all these options pop up in this little drop down screen. So as I scroll my mouse over them, you can easily tell the different effects that these blend modes have on the layer below them. So how they're interacting, how the two layers are interacting, and having an end result basically. So each of these little sections here is kind of its own group. And so the darken group is going to be, multiply, color burn, linear burn. You can kind of see how they differ. And the lighting is going to be the screen, color dodge, linear dodge, etc. So that's pretty much it just for using a blend mode with a adjustment layer. You guys, like I said, you can tell what big of a difference that makes there. So another way that you can use blend modes is with a layer that has an element or a layer that is an element. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this adjustment layer and bring in this clock that I have. And I'm going to show you how I can make this clock blend and interact with the existing interior environment, which is this layer 0 here. So I'm just going to select my layer 1, which is the clock. And when I click on my blend modes, you can see how the clock layer interacts with the interior layer behind it. So particularly this multiply blend mode I think has the biggest effect on this layer, and you can tell how it it almost becomes an element in this photo, especially if I were to take it and say transform it and I wanted to put it on this wall back here. It blends a lot more and looks like it's a part of this interior environment with this blend mode on this layer rather than had I just brought that regular clock in and it would have kind of just stuck out and looked like I had brought in an image. But using the blend mode, I'm able to make this clock look like it's an element of this image. And so that's just one of the cool things that it can do is it can bring two layers together and make them seem as though they're one. So yeah, that is blend modes.